The morning sun barely pierced the heavy curtains of the modest suburban home where Emily Carter stood before a full-length mirror. Her wedding dress shimmered in the soft golden light filtering through the windows, and she adjusted her lace veil with trembling hands. It was 11:30 a.m. The ceremony was about to begin in just 30 minutes. Her heart beat with a mix of excitement, nerves, and deep love. Today, she was meant to become Mrs. Richard Hawthorne, the wife of New York's wealthiest man. Everything was supposed to be perfect. Yet in that moment of anticipation, her phone rang. Emily hesitated before answering, her smile wavering as she greeted the caller softly. The line went silent. Then a cold, distant voice spoke. "I'm not coming. I can't go through with this. I need to focus on the company right now. You'll understand someday." The words struck her like a cruel blow. Disbelief washed over her, and she barely registered her whispered reply. "It's over." The silence on the line confirmed her worst fear. The phone slipped from her fingers, crashing onto the floor. In that instant, the room transformed from a space filled with dreams to a hollow chamber echoing with shattered hopes. The reality of the situation hit Emily hard. A wedding without her groom was not merely a cancelled ceremony. It signified the abrupt end of a future she had envisioned for so long. The ornate hotel suite, once a symbol of celebration, now felt cold and empty. With tears threatening to spill, Emily removed her veil, tossing aside the delicate lace as a symbol of broken promises. The weight of betrayal by Richard Hawthorne, the man she thought would be her future, settled heavily on her. Determination mingled with grief. This was not just an end but the beginning of a fight she never expected. Left alone in a luxurious space that suddenly felt like a prison, Emily gathered her composure. Though her heart was shattered, she resolved that she would not let this betrayal define her. The next steps were uncertain, but she knew she needed to find a way to rebuild her life without the man who abandoned her on the brink of matrimony. The echo of his words and the sudden void he left behind ignited a stubborn spark within her, a resolve to face whatever came next and to fight for her own destiny. The news of the abrupt wedding cancellation spread rapidly, painting Emily Carter as the abandoned fiancée caught in a media frenzy. Paparazzi flashed their cameras relentlessly as she left the penthouse she once shared with Richard Hawthorne. With no ties to the glittering social circle anymore, Emily packed her things quickly, her heart heavy with loss but determined to forge a new path. She moved away from the high society lifestyle that once defined her, renting a small, rundown apartment on the city's outskirts. It was a stark contrast to the luxury she'd known, but it offered freedom from Richard's shadow. In the quiet solitude of her new home, Emily discovered she was pregnant. The news struck her with a cascade of emotions: panic, confusion, and unexpected hope. When the doctor confirmed the pregnancy, her heart sank further before transforming into a fierce resolve. She was expecting not one, but triplets. The realization that she would soon welcome 3 new lives into the world brought both overwhelming anxiety and a strange comfort. These babies, Luke, Liam, and Leo, would become her source of strength and purpose. As the months passed, Emily threw herself into preparing for the arrival of her children. She worked tirelessly, taking on extra jobs at night and piecing together a life for herself away from the glitter and pain of her former life. She became a pillar of resilience, raising her triplets with love and determination despite the financial and emotional challenges. The triplets brought unexpected joy and laughter into her modest apartment, filling the space with life and light. Despite the hardships, Emily thrived. Her new life was marked not by luxury but by an abundance of love and a sense of purpose. She found strength in the innocence and resilience of her sons, who, even as newborns, filled her days with hope and laughter. The community around her, though modest, offered unexpected support. Neighbors became friends, co-workers offered kind words, and slowly, Emily built a new family around her children. Each milestone of Luke, Liam, and Leo strengthened her resolve. She was no longer the abandoned bride but a devoted mother determined to overcome any obstacle. As the triplets grew, Emily Carter found solace and strength in their presence. The boys' laughter became a constant melody in her life, reminding her that hope could bloom even in the face of heartbreak. She balanced multiple jobs to provide for them, but she never lost sight of her goal: to give her sons a better life than she had ever imagined. Over time, the financial struggles eased slightly as she built a modest but stable life for her family. One sunny afternoon, while taking the boys to the park, Emily experienced a moment that would upend the fragile equilibrium she had built. As her triplets, Luke, Liam, and Leo, played joyfully on the swings, laughter echoing through the air, a prickle of awareness crept up her neck. She turned slowly, her breath catching in her throat. Standing just a few feet away, watching her children with an expression she couldn't quite read, was none other than Richard Hawthorne. Richard looked different, older, sharper, his immaculate suit perfectly combed, but there was an unmistakable vulnerability in his eyes. Emily's heart pounded. She instinctively moved in front of her sons, shielding them with her body. Richard's gaze shifted to the triplets, his face paling as he recognized them. The realization seemed to hit him like a wave, and for a moment, his composure cracked. "Amanda, I need to know. Are they mine?" he pleaded, his voice low and urgent. But Emily stood firm, her voice trembling with resolve. "It doesn't matter," she stated, her gaze unyielding. "You made your choice years ago. We don't need you." The confrontation was charged with raw emotion. Richard, taken aback by her strength, struggled for words, his longing evident but overshadowed by regret. Emily's fierce protectiveness over her children shone through, and though Richard tried to reconnect, she remained resolute. This unexpected reunion at the park reopened old wounds and triggered a complex interplay of hope, betrayal, and the enduring bond of family. In the days following the park encounter, Richard Hawthorne attempted to reintegrate into his children's lives, but the situation was far from simple. Emily Carter, fiercely protective of Luke, Liam, and Leo, faced the daunting task of navigating her own emotions while keeping her boys safe from the man who had once abandoned her. Richard's return brought a flood of conflicting feelings to the surface, not just for Emily, but for the children, who had only known their mother's unwavering love. The tension escalated when Richard introduced his fiancée, Diana Weston, into the picture. Diana was poised, confident, and seemingly well prepared to step into the role of a caring figure for the boys. However, her presence only added to Emily's apprehension. She could sense that Diana's intentions were not entirely genuine. The wealthy fiancé's attempts to charm the children felt forced, and her polished exterior masked an undercurrent of manipulation that Emily could not ignore. A series of uncomfortable meetings and court hearings ensued, each bringing Emily face to face with Richard and Diana. The legal battles over custody were grueling. During the custody hearings, Richard and Diana's legal team painted Emily as an unfit mother due to her modest means and solitary upbringing of triplets. But Emily stood strong, recounting her sacrifices, her deep bond with her children, and the love that defined her home. Her unwavering dedication contrasted sharply with the superficial promises made by Richard and Diana. As the courtroom drama unfolded, Emily found unexpected allies among the community and sympathetic legal professionals who recognized her resilience and commitment. While Richard gradually attempted to mend bridges with his sons, the relationship remained strained, laden with awkward encounters and unspoken tensions. Emily, however, focused on what truly mattered: the well-being of her boys and the stability they had built together. Despite the legal and emotional turmoil, Emily's determination never wavered. She continued to stand her ground, fiercely advocating for her children's best interests. The custody arrangements slowly shifted in her favor, granting her more time with the boys and affirming her role as their primary caregiver. Each small victory in court was a step toward reclaiming the life she had lost, and a reaffirmation that love and dedication could overcome even the most formidable obstacles posed by wealth and status. Months later, the custody battle reached a turning point. The judge, moved by Emily Carter's unwavering dedication and the undeniable bond she shared with her triplets, ruled in her favor. Richard Hawthorne and his fiancée Diana Weston were granted limited visitation rights, but primary custody remained with Emily. Though the judgment was a legal victory, it was also an emotional milestone. Emily had fought tirelessly to protect her children from the shadows of a past marred by betrayal, and now she could finally see a future where her sons thrived under her care. This victory didn't end the complexities of their situation. Richard's sporadic attempts to connect with his children continued, often filled with awkwardness and strained emotions. Meanwhile, Diana Weston's role in their lives gradually diminished as her influence over Richard waned. Emily navigated these evolving dynamics with grace, always prioritizing the safety and happiness of Luke, Liam, and Leo. As years passed, Emily transformed adversity into strength. She started her own marketing firm, channeling the resilience born of hardship into a successful career. The triplets grew up surrounded by love, stability, and the guiding hand of a determined mother. Although the scars of abandonment lingered, they served as reminders of how far they had come together. Emily's unwavering resolve had not only preserved her family but also laid the foundation for a bright future for her sons. Emily Carter's journey from a shattered bride to a triumphant mother navigating a challenging custody battle is a testament to the enduring power of resilience, love, and determination. Faced with heart-wrenching betrayal by Richard Hawthorne, she transformed her pain into strength, forging a life of independence and unwavering devotion to her triplets. As she stood against powerful forces trying to disrupt her family, Emily exemplified courage and tenacity. Her journey highlights the importance of trusting one's instincts, fighting for what truly matters, and building a future rooted in love and integrity. Throughout the ordeal, Emily remained steadfast in protecting her children, overcoming legal battles, emotional turmoil, and unexpected confrontations. Her story resonates as a powerful reminder that true strength emerges not from wealth or status but from deep familial bonds and an unyielding commitment to those we love. In the end, Emily's triumph wasn't just a victory in court, it was a profound personal victory that reshaped her life and secured a hopeful future for her family. Her journey encourages us all to face adversity with courage, to prioritize what truly matters, and to believe that even when life shatters our dreams, we have the power to rebuild a better tomorrow.